Yeah, we are on YouTube. So, good afternoon, YouTube. We are here for another English immersion. My name is Warley, and the topic of today is work preferences. So, we are gonna talk a little bit about this. But before to start, I would like to explain a little bit about the platform, about Talk and Talk, and how this kind of immersion works, so you can understand the idea here. So, Talk and Talk is a conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, or advanced speakers, and these kind of conversations are for all levels. The main idea is that it's not a regular class. I'm not an English teacher or a language teacher at all. I'm here to improve and learn English with you as well. But the idea is to develop your fluency and your confidence as an English speaker here on Talk and Talk. Okay. Besides English, we have other languages like Spanish, French, Italian, Chinese, and German, I guess. So you can see that on the Talk and Talk website, okay? So with that in mind, I think we can start with the introductions and after that with the questions, okay? So, Bruna, can you please introduce yourself for us?
I'm Bruna. I'm 13 years old, and I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I hold a best master's, a bachelor degree in chemistry, and my aim in Talk is level up my English and work in this speak skills.
Amazing, amazing. And what about you, Diogo? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, I'm Diogo Naga. I'm here in Talk since June this year. I'm 41 years old. I'm living in São Paulo. I'm working at insurance market. And I'm here because I need to improve my English skills, principally to talk better, because I need to grow in my career, in my life. And that's it. I don't have a lot of free time, and when I have it, I'm looking for enjoy my free time to study English, like to listen podcasts, or reading a book or articles with my industry. Sometimes I I watch the talk immersions in YouTube for view myself and another colleagues, and that's it.
Amazing, amazing. This kind of technique is interesting when you see the video on YouTube, because if you're watching you to speaking, you can perceive, you can realize your mistakes speaking English, you know. So it's a good one. Actually, I try to do that, to do like a review on my immersions. I don't have time for do always, but it's pretty
Yes.
important, you know. You can review your English and you can improve and you can have like a feedback, you know. It's amazing.
Yes, it's funny because sometimes I don't know that what I want to do or to talk. You know,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy English is crazy. Nice, nice.
Yeah, sometimes I'm watching the video on YouTube and I was realized that I know speak that in English, you know, but in that moment on the immersion I speak wrong, you know. I don't know why,
Yes,
because after that in a calm moment I can uh I know that I know speak that in English, but I don't know why I spoke wrong on the immersion. But yeah, it's part of the process. That's
yes,
important
exactly,
as well.
exactly.
Exactly that. So about me, about my introduction. My name is Warley. I'm 25. I work with IT as a front-end developer, and I'm also a English and Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. I'm here since 2022, I believe. 2 years ago, I have started, and I have started as a Spanish host, and nowadays I'm focused on my English skills. And what else? I like to learn language. I like to learn about human behavior, neuroscience. I like to run as well. And yeah, I think that's all about me, guys. So let's start with the question number one. Do you prefer working from home or in an office? And why do you prefer that? I don't know if you both have the experience of working from home and working out in an office, but let me know what do you prefer, Bruno.
Um, Both approach is are good in some way. If you can work in a home office, you don't spend a lot of time in traffic and public transportation. You can stay at home and can do a lot of multitasks, and it's kind of silence. You can work in peace. I think it's a lot of advantage in this way, but you miss some contact with people. It seems like distance, and sometimes it's okay. You have impersonal work. You have to go to the office, and I think I don't know how to say hybrid. Impersonal and online approach is the good is the best. You can 3 days you can work in the office and the others you can stay your home. I think it's the best approach.
Nice. Have you experienced work from home or actually work from home 100% and work in an office 100%?
100% no, but sometimes in this approach, in personal, when you have to go to the lab, you have to do some experiments and some do some practice. And sometimes, if you have a meeting, if you have a workshop or another event, you can stay home and contact with your team, contact with your colleagues, and not 100% in person, and then another percent online, mix, combine those approaches.
Nice. Nowadays, do you work on a hybrid mode?
Yeah, hybrid. Sometimes,
Uh,
in general, because you when you are chemistry, you have to do a lot of experiments in laboratory,
yeah, makes sense.
and you don't have to. When you gather data, when you get this data, and you do some proposals, some presentations, you can go home and can stay home and do some these activities. It's like more or less that.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. And do you think this kind of work mode, hybrid, the mix of both, is the best one? Why do you think that?
I think because it's not so stressful. You can balance those worlds. You can contact with people, you can do some activities in laboratory, and you can stay home 1 day, 2 days. You don't spend a lot of time in these days. You don't spend a lot of time in the traffic. You don't seem to be worried about violence in the case of Rio de Janeiro.
Mm.
And you don't spend a lot of money in the public transportation or in the rides, and I can you can balance those things. It seems more, I don't know, it seems more, less stressful this way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think actually I don't know if for everyone, but I think the hybrid mode is interesting. In a general way, I prefer to work from home. I think it's more comfortable. Mainly when you think about to go to the office and the traffic, it's complicated when where I live, for example. So in a general way, I prefer to work from home. I think it's nice the remote work, but I know that we have problems on the on work from home, you know. I think it's not the perfect world, as a lot of people say. I think it's nice to go to the office sometimes. I think it's important for beginners, for example. In some job, it's so important that you need to go to the office. As you know, for example, on your job, it's important to go there and to like experiments. So it's important. But in a general way, I think it's nice, the hybrid mode. I think it's interesting for a lot of people. I don't know if it works for everyone, but it's a nice approach, I believe. I agree with you. And what do you think, Diogo? Let me know about you.
Sure. I like to model hybrid because in my case, for example, I have the same problem like Bruna tell us about the traffic. For example, I which time I will go to my office, I lose 2 hours for go and 2 hours for come back to my home because the traffic is very terrible. And when I stay work from home, I get to concentrate better to do any tasks. We need more concentration, like to data analysis basis. Sometimes I need to analyze results, KPIs, and in these tasks I prefer to be in my home. But I'm a commercial manager. Uh, my job it's relationship with my clients, my prospects, and I like to be together with my colleagues, my clients in office, sometimes in happy hours, sometimes in have lunch, because these moments in my industry for my job it's very important. But sometimes I think about this because uh, I know when I need to stay in my office. I know when I need to stay together in presence with my clients. But sometimes I will go to my office because we have the obligation to stay 3 times for per week. And sometimes I'm in the office, my company, but I stay only day to do calls with Teams, Zooms, whatever. You know, I stay very angry when I think it's happening because I lost many time part of my day in traffic for stay in my company to do virtual meetings. You know, sometimes I enjoy this time for to do the immersions in my car when I'm drinking my car in the traffic. But it's in my opinion, it's not necessary. And another things, when I stay in my home, I get to do the diner, cooking for my wife, my kids, you know. Sometimes I can pick up my son from school because it's next to my home. And that is, in general, I prefer work from home, but I like to stay in my office.
Yeah, the point that you said about to go to the office and do a lot of calls, a lot of meetings, virtual meetings. It's a thing that I think a lot because I don't understand when you go to the office and you stay there in the computer, for example, all the time and
Hmm.
doing you actually sometimes you exactly go to the office and and you do a lot of virtual meetings all the time. I think it doesn't make sense, because you could do that at home. I don't know why you need to go to there, and we have a lot of problems with traffic. I think do you live in São Paulo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I live in Recife and the traffic here it's terrible as well, and I understand you. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's complicated. I get angry a lot when when I need to go to the office and I stay there with a lot of virtual meetings. And I know that it's important sometimes to go to the office, it's nice, it's better. I think the communication at the office it's better when you need to ask some questions for someone, or something like that, it's nice. It's better when compared to the asynchronous way. But when you need to go, when you have an obligation to go to the office and you need to go there and stay all the time at virtual meetings on the computer, it doesn't make sense for me. So yeah,
Yes,
it's a
I,
complicated thing.
I
Yeah, go
agree with
ahead.
you. I agree with you because I'm a senior. I have experience, But
Yeah.
we have colleagues there that's starting in my industry, starting professional career, and it's important to stay
Yeah.
together, presentation in office, talking more closely, because it's important for development. But it's complicated because, for example, I like the model English because for me it's good, function in my life. And sometimes we have often the schedule don't make up because everyone is working on hybrid model, Uh,
Hmm.
Sometimes I want to stay in my office, but my clients no, my clients stay at home, it's funny, but I prefer work from home. But it's important we have the opportunity to work in hybrid model, I think.
Yeah, actually, I have changed my opinion about that. And nowadays, I think for beginners, I believe that's so important to them to go to the office and I don't know, work from hybrid mode or 100% in person because it's
Hmm.
important when you need to ask some question. You, for example, and it's better for your evolution to get experience, to have experience to develop your career. I believe it's so important if you are a beginner. So yeah, I have changed this opinion and I agree with you in this point. I think it's important. When you
Yes,
have a lot of experience, for example, you can do that at home or ever, everywhere, I think. But when you are a beginner, it's so important. I think so. Okay, so guys, let's go to the question number two. What do you usually have on your desk while you are working? And I don't know, what is the most important thing that you have on your desk, for example, when you are working? Let me know about you, Bruno.
I have some books with some subjects about chemistry that I need to review. I have some post-it to jot down some ideas, some key points. It's some kind of not necessary things, but I like it, some kind of knickknacks to create the environment. It feels so bleak, it feels so black and white. So I like clean desk, but I need some kind of things to create personalities, just so create the environment. But in my desk had a bottle, some simple things. I don't use much planner. This kind of thing has my desk, but I use more Trello or other programs in the computer. So I don't use more physical things. Some pens, some I don't know. This I don't have much in my desk.
Nice. The point that you said about post-its is nice because I have tried to use that before. Because sometimes I'm working, I'm doing a task, for example, and I remember something that I need to do, and I was using that for don't forget what I need to do. So I was writing on the post-it. But after that, I don't know why I have stopped to use that, and maybe because of Notion. And nowadays I have everything on Notion, So when I need to write something, I need to remember something, I put that on Notion or on Google Calendar, for example. and it worked better for me. I don't know why. Maybe to have a lot of post-its and something like that near for me. It was not good for me. I don't know why. I prefer to have a clean desk, as you said. So yeah, I don't know. Do you usually have a lot of post-its, for example, that you use a lot?
I have some kind of bag in my, I don't know how to say. I forgot how to say. Not clothes, armário. I don't know how to say. I forgot. But I have some bag with a lot of girly things. I don't know, makeup, this kind of things. But yeah, maybe I don't know. My personal things is some kind of I don't remember the name. How would I say cosmetics in general? Cosmetics in general,
Mhm.
and some kind of bag to put your food in it, and I think
Mhm.
is I think that more the most important things in my computer. So if I have to organize some activities, I like to see the planner in my desk. I have this paper, but I think it's a waste of paper, and I focus in the Trello and I split some tasks and I wrote some data, some key points. It's more like a Kanban. You can move the cards as you finish the activity. And I think it's more organized in this way. I don't know, physical things more to create the environment. I focus more in the what is in the computer.
Nice. Do you use a physical planner, for example, or do you use like Google Agenda or something like that?
I try a physical planner, but I never use it because I think it's a waste. I have to write and I don't know to throw away and
Mhm.
uh, throw write something throw away, write something throw away. I don't like that,
Yeah.
so it stays perfect in my desk. Everyone asks, oh, you don't use your plan? No, I don't use your plan. My plan is made so it's staying in my table. I use the Trello. I use a lot of things. I only know the Trello. I heard of it, the Notion, but my colleagues tell me about the Trello. They tell me about the Teams. In general, use
Mhm.
a lot the things. Whatever you have to schedule an agenda, whatever meeting you have, you go to the teams, you gather your team, and you have an activity. I'll have to do this activity in laboratory or whatever else. I schedule and I block my agenda in this date, and uh, we organize this way in groups of in the area of expertise, in groups of organization, in groups of chemistry, of this laboratory have this group, and this group have a teams, but they have a particular area in the teams for it for discussion, and that's the way we organize here.
Yeah, I pretty understand you. And actually, I never used a physical planner, but the idea for me is not so good. You know, I don't like to have a lot of paper and a lot of things that I need to bring with me when I have to stay updated with my agenda, for example. So nowadays I use Google Agenda a lot, a lot. I have all my week and all my activities and all my events on Google Agenda. And I love to do that because I love to use that because I have all my things there. I know what I need to do on my day, on my weeks, and it has also reminders, notifications, so it's easier to use, and I can use on my phone, I can use on my computer, so it's pretty nice. I don't know how people live without an agenda, for example. It's crazy for me. I can't. I definitely can't. but Google Agenda helped me a lot to do that. And all the idea of a planner is nice if someone stay better with using a physical planner, it's nice, but I can't use that. I prefer to use a digital one. I think
You
it's
can
easy and comfortable, so for me it's better. I don't know
it's
of you.
remember your deadline too. Your deadline. It's remember your deadline and your delegate tasks too. And you can,
Yeah.
oh, delegate task for this group, delegate task for this, and everybody receive this notification and know how what is gonna to do now.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, Google Agenda is more related to a personal agenda, but we have a lot of management software like Trello, as you said, like Notion or I don't know, Jira. We have a lot of softwares related to that. And it's nice because you can delegate something, tasks. You can stay up to date with the tasks for everyone and your task as well. A easy thing. It's a easy way to manage all the points. So yeah, it's nice. I think you can do that, I believe, with a physical plan. So it's nice.
Hmm.
I agree with you. And what about you, Diogo? Let me know about your experience.
In my desk, I don't have anything. I have my laptop when I when I am in my office, or for example, now I'm in my house and I have my laptop, working laptop, my iPad, then I use it now for immersion, and I have two monitors, one keyboard in my mouse, only this. My two cell phones, only this. I don't have a more custom to writing in Note, for example. I always use the apps for Apple, my iPhone to schedule. For immersions, I use the Microsoft OneNote for prepare my plans, my themes, and I create the options to save when I study music or study podcasts or study video movies for I can like I like to give it save in my OneNote. And only this, my water bottle, my my muggy coffee, muggy coffee, and only this.
Nice. You said something about no, it's not exactly that. Your two screens, I guess. You have two other
Yes,
screens uh
two
that
screens.
you use with your computer as well. So
Yes.
for example, I don't know if for you it's so important as is that for me, but I can't work. Actually, not work. I can study or do something, but mainly I can work without another screen, you know. Nowadays, right now, I'm using the computer here and I have other screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm working, it's so important for me to have other screen, you know. When I need to work with just my computer, I don't know. I have less productive when I don't have all the screen, you know.
Yes, for me too. I use a laptop a long time in my job, but I always had another additional screen. I like two screen, but sometimes it's isn't possible. In my company, I have another one screen in my desk because okay, my laptop is nice, good, new, okay, but for working in a desk, for example, reading mail, write mail, uh, input the dates in any system, Salesforce, Excel. I need to
Yeah.
another screen because I don't want to see very well, you know. and
Mhm.
I have more products with another screen. In meetings, for example, sometimes okay, I take my laptop, I go to one another room for meetings. Okay, usually little time, 1 hour, 1 2 hours. Okay, but for working, answer the questions by mail, Excel, Salesforce, you know, my plan. I need had another stream. And I am at home, for example, now, uh, when I working, sometimes I use it two screens with working, or like now, I have using one screen for iPad and another screen for laptop because I like to looking sometimes news, movies. Sometimes I say looking immersions in YouTube when I have a little free time in my job, you know. But yes, I need to have another screen always.
Nice. And when you use two other screens, for example, do you use no in this case three screens like your computer and the two ones as well, or do you usually or do you use just the two screens and you don't use the computer, for example?
No, I have talk right. When I using only my work laptop, I'm here in my home. I use my screen laptop and more two screens. Yes. Uh, Sometimes I use the iPad, and normally I connect my iPad in another screen. But when I don't use my iPad, I always using two screen with my work laptop. And in principal screen in the laptop, I use it for example with Teams. And another two screens, I use it for Outlook one screen and another Chrome systems, Excel, you know. And depending of the moment, I usually a lot of Excel's worksheets, and I divide into screens because sometimes it's more easier to copy and paste one work from another work, you know.
Yeah, it's nice. In this case that you use a lot of Excel sheets, I think it's nice because you can put on the screens and you can see a lot of them. So yeah, it's a nice point. I never use like three screen at the same time, but I think it's nice. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty nice for the productivity. It's amazing.
Yes,
Uh,
I can show for you.
yeah,
I know it's no, it's possible.
I don't know
One moment.
if you can change the camera maybe. Okay, nice. Yeah. It's
Nice.
amazing, amazing. It's
Yeah.
pretty nice. It's amazing, amazing. So, let's go to the question number three. Do you feel more productivity in the morning or at night? I don't know, related to work or study, for example. Do you prefer to do that in the morning or at night? Let me know, Bruna, what you think.
I guess I'm a early bird. I'm productive in the morning because I have to get up 40 a.m. and I don't have choice. And so distance from the local and it's so distance from the work, and it takes more than 1 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's worse when you have to return for home, and 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes in the public transportation, or maybe if I get a ride with some colleague, I can optimize this time in 1 hour and 30 minutes. But I achieve a lot of things during the day. So many change, so many meetings. So many experiments in the laboratory. The time pass and I don't even notice because you start 7 a.m. and the day goes on and in many activities. And when you check the clock, it's 40 p.m. And, and sometimes I go out this 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. But I think when I get home, when I get home at the night, I feel so exhausting. I don't have time to do anything, and talking in the at the night is difficult too, because my mental and my physical energy is low. I don't have any social battery anymore. And I have to do a lot of things to get up early in the other day. So it's not, I don't have so much time to uh, watch a series or read a book. I have to do a lot of things in so many space, so many in 1 in 2 hours, and get up early in the next day.
Yeah, I really feel you because nowadays I have an immersion on Mondays at 9 p.m. and all Mondays I'm tired to do that and I need to speak in English for an hour at night and I'm exhausted to do that. It's completely different compared to this spot, for example, at 1 p.m. And it's complicated because you work all the day. For example, on Mondays I go to the office and I'm tired. I work all the day. Have study, and I get home. I need to eat something, and at 9 p.m. I need to go to the immersion, and it's pretty complicated. I don't like to do immersions at night in a general way at, I don't know, 10 p.m., for example, because I'm so tired and the other day I need to get up earlier. And so I understand you a lot. It's complicated to do immersions at night, but yeah, it's important as well. That's the spot that I have it that I can nowadays. So it's a it's a need, I think, nowadays. But it's complicated when you need to focus and speak in English an hour directly at night. It's complicated. It's pretty complicated.
The
Um,
option is
and
weekends, maybe. Try
yeah,
to improve English in the weekends. Some little lessons during the week, and you get to the immersion.
Yeah, it's another option. Maybe it's a good one. Sometimes I try to participate on other immersions or the English immersions at weekends. But it's also complicated because on weekends you want to relax, you want to do something that is not related to study or working,
Quality
So
time.
it's also complicated. Yeah, it's also complicated, but yeah, we need to focus on. Um, and what about you, Diogo? What do you think?
I'm more productive at more early than at night because obviously we wake up, we are relaxed, but science life isn't easy. I stay up very late so that I can study more and to see my things at night, like studying, for example, because during the day I'm working. I enjoy my little time sometimes with to do immersion while I'm driving. But when I get it to stop and study, it's when I stay with my home at night. If I tell for the Felipe sometime, if in the talk had immersion, like to 11 p.m., I get it to do, because when I stay at home, 7, 8, 9, and 10, in this time, I'm take care of my sons, take care of the cooking, dinner, prepare my dinner, stay with a little time with my wife. Then it's impossible to to feel another thing. And when I she slept, I get it to stay and to do my things. And for me, maybe it's possible. But I'm more productive during the Monday, the morning.
Yeah, I think the last spot that we have nowadays is at 10 p.m. I believe, but
Yes.
yeah, I
But
think
sometimes 10
people.
p.m. I'm dinner, 10 p.m. I am dinner. It's incredible.
Yeah, I understand you. I think the people here prefer to be early bird. So they prefer to do immersions at 6 a.m. or early like that. But at 11 p.m., I think it's we don't have just at 10 p.m. But I understand you. It's a more relaxed moment for you, so it would be nice to have this spot. But yeah,
Exactly.
maybe you can become a host and you can create a spot on this time. So it's a good one.
Yeah, it's
Um,
possible. I think.
exactly. It's a good one. I think it would have people to go to this immersion because I know that people prefer some people prefer to do immersions at night, for example, or late, and they are like night person. So I think it should have people uh on this kind of immersion. So it's a good one. So guys, we don't have time for more questions, but I would like to share on the chat the link of the survey. In this, as you said, it's an anonymous survey. You can say what did you think about the immersion and suggest other topics, for example, that you want to talk about or say something that you like to say. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I have enjoyed a lot to talk about this with you, and I hope to see you on the next time on other version as well. Okay. So thank you, Diogo. Thank you, Bruna, and I see you on the next time. Bye bye.